Welcome to The Rewind. I'm Jamie and we're here to talk about your favorite shows from witches and magic to sci-fi, fantasy, and even dramedy. So subscribe to The Rewind, grab your favorite libation, and join me as we talk about Star Trek and all the news about the new upcoming movie. There's been a lot of news in Deadline, Nerdist, and all over the internet that Noah Hawley is jumping into the Star Trek feature at Paramount as soon as possible. Now, who is Noah Hawley? If you don't know him, he is the writer of Legion, Fargo, The Unusuals, Lucy in the Sky of Diamonds. So that means he's got a lot of cred in comic book, dark noir, some humor there. And also he's got cred as being a lifelong Star Trek fan. Now, myself as a lifelong Star Trek fan of the original series, I am really hoping this means we get a good reboot. The J.J. Abrams reboot, for me, I liked the very first one, controversial for many Star Trek fans, but let me down on the second and third one. So here we get an opportunity to once again reboot it, because I think a lot of us feel the CBS All Access shows, and I'll touch on Picard news a little bit later, are going really off in a different direction from the original series, and where Gene Roddenberry had really created this world that was the future and beautiful and bright and hopeful, and have gone down a very different path. Hawley has said that he has his own take on Star Trek, and it looks like this is not going to be a sequel. This is going to be more about the universe, and it's hard to tell if this is going to be the Kelvin timeline. Sounds like he's not quite sure. But Spock and Kirk, I'm hoping, are going to exist in this world, and this not completely away from the Star Trek feel, but it sounds like it's going to be completely new characters and something different. So I don't know if this is going to be the future. We don't know if it's going to just be a different ship, which, again, a non-Enterprise Star Trek, something different, but we've done that before, like in DS9. So we'll see where this goes. I am hopeful. Love to hear your comments and thoughts on what you think of another feature Star Trek motion picture, and about Noah Hawley and what he will bring to this franchise. Now we have to talk about Picard. So I have been looking forward to Picard as another Star Trek. And I do like Patrick Stewart as an actor, and I like him as everything he's played and done afterwards. However, the news coming out about Patrick Stewart talking about this being more about politics and the Federation changing, and that there being more, I think, a take on today's political world shown through the lens of Star Trek in the Federation itself, that's concerning. I think that obviously I've been trying to stay positive, because I really, I want to have a Star Trek that I love. I want to have a show I look forward to every week. I was not in love with the second season of the previous Star Trek show on CBS All Access. And that one made me, I really questioned how they took the Spock character, which seemed completely out of canon and out of the way I've learned and grown and loved my Spock, who is Leonard Nimoy, and who really just did an amazing job. And for me, when I grew up, that was a character I just looked forward to seeing. And it got really kind of decimated in Discovery. So Picard, I'm hoping, is going to be a good show. I did look at the comic book before that's trying to set it up. However, I'm curious what everyone out there is thinking about it and comments, but I don't really like the idea of the Federation being where we're going to see a play out of today's politics. I think that Star Trek has done a really good job of making it the alien races and coming across these different races that have maybe some of the problems that are going on in the time, but they have not had it they've had the actual Federation be hopeful, and that the Prime Directive, and that it's always been progressive. Now, progressive in the 60s looks different than progressive today. Absolutely. It was progressive to have an interracial kiss in the 60s. That's not progressive today. Today we would hope that that's something we just look as normal, that we progressed. And I do expect Star Trek to have a progressive and hopeful looking future without it being all about everything going on currently today, but as just an equal society, as a society that is there, that makes life better for everyone and plays to everyone and their different strengths. We've seen many characters that can come from different planets and different worlds. I actually think the Orville does a terrific job of this, where their security officer is from a planet where her gravity is different. So she is a tiny little woman, yet she is super strong, and it makes total sense because she's from a planet where her gravity is different. And on that planet, she's the weakling. So again, I'm going to, of course, watch the Picard show. I don't think most of us Star Trek fans are not going to watch the Picard show, but I am concerned. Again, love to hear your comments, thoughts. I had to post tonight because I was anxious to talk about it. Love to hear from you and what you're thinking, and I'll address it in a follow-up vid. So please subscribe to the Rewind Show. Looking forward to talking and discussing about your favorite shows, and especially about Star Trek. So please subscribe and follow and like this video, and talk soon.